For better living, are you feeling good tonight? This thing got me thinking of life.
Hey guys, so today I'm gonna be showing you guys how I installed this beautiful crochet here using the Freetress Shake and Go Natural Volume 3X Soulful Curls in 20-inch. I'm also using the color 1B to achieve this look, and we're also going to be doing the illusion technique to blend the perimeter of the install to make it look more seamless and natural. So what I'm doing right now is just making my cornrows as flat as possible. I kind of blew my hair out slightly just to make the cornrows a bit easier because I'm natural. And this is the hair I'm going to be using. I think I used a total of 2.5 packs. I initially bought 4 packs, but this hair gets full really quickly, so I didn't even need to use that much hair. But if you want it to be fuller than mine is, then you can obviously go ahead and use an additional pack, but I don't see why you need it to be too full. If you want it to be shorter, you can cut the hair in half and install it half, so that way you can create a shoulder length afro look. Either way, it's a look, okay? So just experiment, have fun with it. This hair, the reason I chose it is because it gave the illusion of like a body wave-ish, not a body wave, like a deep wave, but it looks like bundles, but without, but it's crochet, okay? It's cheaper. The texture is more on the coarser afro yaki side as opposed to like a silkier side. You guys know, if you watched my videos a long time ago, you know I do not like crochet hair that is silky. I don't like it. First of all, it's not compatible with my natural texture, and it just looks shiny. It slips out of your cornrows easily. You have to like triple tie knots just to make it look natural, and I don't like that. So I just try and stick with textures that have more like a yaki undertone or like a kinky undertone, just to make it easier for the install process, and overall just gives a more natural finished look. As you can see, I am doing the illusion technique. In order to achieve the illusion technique, first of all, you need to be able to tie your knots under your braids, which is what I'm doing right now. As you see right now, I just put one of the piece of hair into a loop, and before I pull it all the way out, I insert my latch hook again and pull the other piece of strand into a loop, creating an under loop under your braids. It's kind of like reverse crocheting, so just take your mic and head, practice this before you attempt it on your head, because it could get really messy. It looks easy, but it's not. It takes practice, it takes muscle memory to be able to just do this repeatedly and just go. So what I did to make my life a little bit easier is just to do the illusion technique only on the perimeter of my head. So the front half of my head, I did the tying the knots under my braids technique, and then on the back side of my head, what I did was just do the regular install technique, because I'm not going to be styling the hair too much, and plus I don't really keep my hair in for too long, so I didn't see the need to stress myself. So just for tutorial's sake, I just ended up doing the illusion just for the front, okay, the hairline, that's all. And when I got to the back, I did my regular install. As you can see, insert the latch hook, tie knots maybe 2 or 3 times just to secure it, and I move on, okay. Either way, it still comes out beautiful. If you have the time, if you have the energy, you can go ahead and do the illusion all over, but it's not necessary at all. Just do it for the perimeter, save yourself some time. And if you're working on a client, just ask them, like, how do you tend to style this hair? Do you typically wear your hair on the left side or the right side, middle part? And then based on their response, you can decide what sections require the illusion technique, just based on their styling, process requirements, etc, whatever. So yeah, what I did was I always split the hair in half before I install them, and the reason is because I want my texture to not look so perfect. So I have this thing where if my crochet curly hair looks really like perfect, it looks fake, because on a real person that has textured hair, curly hair, the hair isn't always like organized in terms of like the curl pattern. So splitting up and breaking up the crochet hair can give your hair a more natural effect, and also makes your hair and the volume of your hair fuller. It just looks better to me. Okay, now there's some people that like their curls the way it is, just like it is in the pack, and then based on that you can also figure out how you would do their install. But it just depends, varies person to person. So my preference is not always going to be your preference is not always going to be your client's preference. So just based on that, you get to decide and make the best decision for whoever's in your chair or for yourself. So obviously I decided on a middle part for myself. I think it's very complementary to my face shape, and that is why I decided to do a middle part. Of course, when you get to your part section, you're always going to want to do the illusion technique all through the parting, just because that is where people will be seeing first. That is the focus of your hair, that is the shape of your hair, that's where the shape starts. So you want to make sure that you do the illusion technique on your part section. Remember, like I said, the illusion is just pretty much tying the knots at the bottom. There are different ways I do right now it's a bit confusing because I'm doing it by myself. This is why I say it's important to practice, because when you start doing it on yourself, it just gets really complicated, because it's almost like your hands are opposite. But anyway, so what I'm doing right now is I just took a brow razor. I got this from my local beauty supply store, and I just back combed. Okay, now what you can do is you can trim off a little bit of stray hairs in your perimeter, just like a little bit, and then take either a teaser comb or this razor and just back combing. The reason I just use the razor is like doing 2 for 1. So instead of trimming and then back combing, I just took the razor and back comb, because it's also going to trim as well. As you can see, it's making my hairline a little bit more natural, covering that knots looking cornrows parts, just covering it up and just making it look more blended, more seamless, and more of a natural hairline. That is the goal. So just tease as much as you can, just to create that covering, just to create that illusion of like, oh, she probably just left a little bit of her hair out, or she probably just got a closure or frontal. That's the goal we're going for. I like this because it can take your average crochet and elevate it to the 10th level. Okay, so it just kind of confuses people, like, oh, this is crochet. I was just going for a look that looks like a wig, or wig with a frontal, or wig, not a frontal. Frontals these days are really like structured and molded. But more of like a leave out look is what I was going for. So I really liked it. I kept it in for a cute minute. I love the texture of the hair. For upkeep, what you want to do is wear a satin bonnet. I always recommend getting a product that activates like curly hair product, mousse, but make sure it's very lightweight, because you don't want it to sit on the crochet, and this is crochet hair, it doesn't absorb. And this is your finished look. You want to cut, suit, style. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did like my video, share, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in another video. Have a merry day, and God bless.